I'm an essential employee at my work, and so is my dad. So we're kind of like, okay, if we're not going out, it's only for work.
Right. And so where do you work, Delaney?
I work at AutoZone, at my
Oh,
local
okay.
AutoZone.
Okay.
And so the discount on car parts is very helpful with the mini stock. So
Yeah. Yep, I bet it is. So how
yeah,
have things changed for your family then? Not really all that much?
not really. My dad is self-employed plumber, so he's been just doing one job a day and
Okay.
kind of picking and choosing, because right now he's opening up all the summer camps and all the vacation homes. The
Yeah.
Bar Harbor, which is like the big tourist area, and up here is about 45 minutes away. So
Okay.
he's been having to go and open up camps and summer homes. He kind of made it so if they haven't been there yet, he's not opening it up.
Yeah, exactly. Good plan.
Yeah, so and
Yeah.
at work we've put up sneeze guards, we're wearing gloves, we're getting a shipment of masks, I think Thursday,
Okay.
but they're letting us wear our own masks if we want to. I ordered a checkered flag one.
Okay. Well, there you go. Because you can make them, you know.
Yeah.
They've shown us on TV how to make them. So, Jessica, tell me a little bit about yourself and your family and what's changed for you.
Well, I'm an essential employee too. I actually do ultrasounds. So I work in almost like a primary care clinic. But we've been wearing masks and everything at work, and just trying to, if we've had a couple patients that were actually positive. I didn't have to be involved in their care directly, but our lab techs and stuff did. So it's a little scary, a little nerve wracking, but my fiance, he actually works from home anyways, so nothing's really changed for him.
Okay.
And then my parents live in South Carolina, and they both are still going to work, and everything is normal too. So it's really just kind of
Hey,
uh,
Angel.
hey,
Hi.
Go ahead, Jessica. So things
it's
are,
just a little different.
yeah. And, my youngest daughter's pregnant. She lives in Arizona. And they haven't really had, Michigan's one of the hotbeds because of Detroit. Well, that's the other side of the state. Although, we have had a few hundred cases over here, and we've lost, quite a number of people. But yeah, it's mostly the Detroit area that's the worst, and I think it's heading kind of to the south a little bit. So, Peyton, tell us about yourself a little bit, and how has this being confined changed your life?
Yeah, so I'm a student right now at the University of Tampa, and so that's kind of changed a lot of my regular routine, I guess. So I was sent back home to my house in Venice and with my parents and stuff, and I've had to take all my classes, transition them to online, which has been really weird. But
I'm sure.
I'm finally getting I guess, more comfortable with it all, and just, trying to finish up, get
Yeah.
my degree.
So
But yeah,
how many years? What year are you in college?
I'm a senior, but I'm graduating in December. So
Okay.
hopefully we'll still have our commencement and everything will be okay.
Yeah, that I feel so bad for so many of the kids, especially I think high school graduation is such a big deal. It's
Yeah,
such a
my
such a,
little
a
sister's a
changing point in people's lives, and it's the memories of your high school graduation and the parties and all that, and I know some of the schools here in Michigan have talked about whenever they're able, they're going to do a graduation for whoever can come, just to give them that opportunity, which I think is a great plan because it's
yeah.
really important. So yeah.
Yeah.
So Angel joined us. Angel, we're just talking about our families and how has being shut in, stay home, quarantined, whatever you want to call it, how has it changed your life?
I'm still working, so it hasn't really changed other than not racing, but I'm still working every Monday through Friday, so that hasn't changed. My dad's still working, my sister's still working, so I mean, other than the weekends, everything's pretty much still the same here.
And remind me where you live.
I'm about 25 minutes from Nashville, south
Yeah.
of Nashville.
I was thinking it was Tennessee. So yeah,
Yeah,
Jessica
Tennessee.
lives in Tennessee as well. So yeah, so that's good. And where do you work that you're still considered essential?
I'm an infant teacher,
Oh, okay. All
so I
right.
got babies all day.
Okay. All right. So are the people that bring their kids there, are they what are considered essential workers, or are you not shut down yet?
I'm not 100. We still have kids that are their parents have to work, but we have a few that parents aren't working and still bring their kids. Not sure why they do that, but okay. But we are very low. We only had 11 kids yesterday, and we about had 15 today. So we're normally like 30 something. So we're pretty low, but
Okay.
we've let 5 people go, but we're still open.
Okay. All right. Because that's really important, especially those people that work. I know my best friend Gail, her daughter and her daughter's best friend own 3 daycares here in the Kalamazoo area, and they're all open because those parents, so many of them work essential jobs, and so again, they're lower,
for sure.
but they still have kids that work. So we were talking a little bit about racing and how, that's on hold for all of us right now. I have all those events that I was excited about. We were going to have panels of women in the infield, most of the time in the infield on a stage, and do interviews and do some like private tours of the infield of the track, and had some fun stuff going. And it's all on hold right now. So for me, I've been busier as far as recording podcasts because people are available. Usually during race season, it's really hard to get people to schedule a podcast interview because they're so busy. So that part of it's been a lot busier. I'm working on the next issue of the magazine, so that really hasn't changed. But all the plans that I was making for all these events are on hold, which is really disappointing for me and for the tracks, because the NASCAR tracks were also looking forward to having these events because they'd never done them before. So that's kind of what's changed for me. I've been to the grocery store 3 times in 3 weeks. I'm a huge iced tea drinker, and I used to go get my iced tea at least once a day somewhere. I mean, I know I can make it, believe me, but that was just a way to get out. So I haven't been really doing that very much. Just trying to stay home and not be infected by anybody else at all. Haven't seen my granddaughters or my daughter that live here. We've stayed away from each other as well. So that's kind of how it's changed for me. My husband has a welding business, and we live in the country, but just 10 minutes from town. But my husband's been busy. He still has people who have essential businesses. So we haven't had to stay in the house together the whole time, which is good. Because that wouldn't work very well. After a while, it's like, you need to go to the barn. Go find something to do. But that's kind of how my life has changed. I'm a social person, so I like having lunch with my friends and going to Barnes and Noble and doing all those things, that I haven't been able to do. So that's kind of how things have changed for me and for my racing. So Angel, is your car ready to go? Are you ready to race? What do you hear in your area about racing and what's going to be happening?
Our tracks are closed down for sure till they're told they can have 10 or more people back on the property. We got in 2 races this season already, so my car's been ready. It's just sitting in the trailer. If we wait any longer, we're gonna go ahead and put the gas carburetor back on there just so everything sits okay. But other than that, we've started it once. So it's just sitting there ready for Corona to go away so we can go racing.
And what track do you normally race at?
Music City, which is near Nashville, or Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Okay. All right. So Peyton, what about you? What's going on with your racing?
Yeah, so I mean, down in Florida, we race year round. There really isn't a dedicated off season, I guess. Yeah, we've been racing pretty much nonstop right before all this kind of happened, and yeah, the car's right. I race a little S10 truck. It's ready to go. We just been like moving it around. My dad's been working on our garage, trying to get it all cleaned up because he's bored. He doesn't know what to do. So yeah, so it's all ready to go. Yeah, our tracks just basically said that like we're closed until further notice. You know, they can't do anything about it. The governor of Florida just put us on a stay-at-home mandate. So yeah.
He was getting a lot of flack for not doing more, and then when all the beaches were open, and then that idiot that got on national news and said, "Oh, I'm just going to keep partying," and I think that that didn't do him any help either. But yeah, so I know they've closed the beaches. I have two nephews and a niece and their families that live in Florida, and so I keep track of stuff with them. But Jessica, what about your area?
Pretty much the same thing, but they've got us on hold until further notice, which we actually race in Tennessee, and then my family lives in South Carolina, and we go and visit and run their point series too. So both states obviously are, on hold, and I think roughly the earliest they've even considered maybe like May 1st, but again, that'll be reevaluated when that gets here. So we're just kind of, all our cars are ready to go. Me, my fiance, my dad, all of us are ready to go race again, and just kind of stuck. But luckily, we did get 2 races in February in North Carolina, so we haven't been completely cut off before all this.
Okay, and what do you race? What kind of car or truck, or what do you race?
I drag race, and I actually have 3 different cars that I run. One's my dad's '67 Buick, and then I have a '79 Malibu wagon, and then a '95 Firebird.
Okay.
We kind of leave one car in one state and one in the other, and just kind of travel as much as we can, really.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That sounds fun. That way that you don't have to haul them back and forth all the time. So that's good.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot cheaper.
A lot cheaper, exactly. Delaney, how about you? What do you race, and what's going on at your track?
Oh, I'm racing, I guess you could call it an enduro car. Basically, it was my road car, crazy enough. I was driving it on the road before I built it, and we're still technically in off season because we haven't even started racing yet at Speedway 95.
Okay, so that's the same here. We haven't started. Our tracks start usually mid to late April, and we're usually sitting there in our winter coats and our blankets. But they do at least start the end of April, and they're just taking it a week at a time. But our governor wanted to quarantine us for 70 more days, but the
wow.
but the legislature yesterday said no, they'll quarantine us till the end of April, and then they'll look at it again and extend it if they have to. So, if it was 70 more days, we're looking at June to be the earliest we would even get started racing here in Michigan. So, that's a long time. So what about iRacing? Do any of you iRace? Show of hands. Okay, Delaney does. Delaney, tell me a little bit about that. What do you race, and how does that work a little bit? Because these other girls might want to get interested in it.
I started iRacing back in 2016.
Okay.
I think. And I have a steering wheel that's really meant for like an Xbox, and I have it plugged into my computer. It's a subscription-based service, so I usually get the 3-month one whenever time I can get to it. And I've been running the street stock at Bristol, but I'm also doing a charity race on the 13th for a gentleman who passed away during this off season up here in Maine due to a stroke.
It's been pretty interesting. Have any of you watched it on TV when they've done the pro invitational thing with NASCAR? Yes.
Yeah.
Girls, you're not into it, are you?
It's initially not that expensive to get into. I think initially the initial cost, just like any sort of racing, is the most expensive part. After that, I'm spending about $30 a month on it.
Yeah.
Just in buying extra tracks and cars. But the
Right.
initial cars that they give you and tracks that they give you are good.
Right.
It's just if you want to run into like specialty tracks, you have to pay for them.
Yeah, exactly. So, obviously, I've known about iRacing for a long time, but I've never really followed it. And so, when all this started, I've been watching the races on Fox Sports, which honestly I think is the smartest thing they did, because they're getting 1 million people watching those races, which is
Yeah.
just crazy to me. But what a great thing for them to do, because when racing does start back up, I think it's gonna bring some of those people maybe to the actual tracks, which is really good. And I hope the racetracks, really work hard and promote themselves when this happens, because I think there'll be a lot of people that will maybe come out and give it a try again that haven't been to the track for a while. So, and then iRacing became a partner with us. So once they started all this, iRacing stuff, I reached out to them and asked them if they'd be a preferred partner with us for the members of the IWMA. And so they did. They're doing a special right now anyway. It's 50% off. And so we're getting the same discount right now, but once they go back to their other fees, then they're going to leave us at the 50%. But that was pretty cool that I reached out to them and they responded within 15 minutes, which I was really shocked about. So I was pretty excited about that I can promote that they're part of our partners. So that's pretty cool. So what are you doing to keep busy now? I know you're still working, Angel. So your life hasn't really changed a whole lot, except on the weekends. You can't go racing. You can't go to the movie. What are you doing to keep busy?
I guess just spending time with family and stuff like that. We normally don't really do much. I hardly ever go do anything but racing. So none of that really affects me either. But we've just been hanging out, cleaning the yard, and doing things as a family as we normally spend it at the racetrack, where we just sit around, play a board game, eat outside, and do stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Peyton, do you have anything that you're doing that maybe somebody else could take a interest in, that could occupy their time?
I mean, besides like school and stuff, I've been FaceTiming a lot of my friends, like Angel. We've been lately. We've become a lot closer, which is really cool.
Yeah.
We've come up with some good ideas to like try to, help expand like ourselves and get our names out there and stuff.
Okay, good.
And then I also run the site Chicks on Slicks. So yeah. I've been running that a lot and kind of trying to get some new like shirt designs in, and trying to use this time wisely to really grow that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should share some of that with me and I'll put it on my Facebook page.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Jessica, what have you guys been up to?
Well, we've kind of been doing a little bit of updates on the car. My boyfriend had got me a digital dial-in board for Christmas, so we finally put that on and kind of got it, out there, and since we had some spare time, but that was a couple weeks ago. And then right before all this started happening, I started a little racing blog, made a little website to kind of just, talk about our time at the track and kind of talk to different people and different racers. And then, of course, all this happened and all racing stopped. So that kind of halted it for a minute. But I just did a little story on my dad, and I know Peyton saw it, and Drag Champ shared it. And so just kind of the same thing, but just kind of trying to, get yourself out there a little bit. And just honestly, I kind of wanted to get other people out there, just like our local racers that, I mean, they don't go and run the $1 million race, and they don't do that, but they kind of deserve a little shout out too. So I've been kind of working on that. But
absolutely, I always tell people, like in my magazine, most of the time you're not going to know who those women are, but you're going to know who they are after you read their story. And everybody has a story. And so, really now would be a great time for you to grow that, because those people a lot of them, don't have a lot to do. So, you might want to make a list of some of those people that you race against and and do a little, if you use Zoom, do a little Zoom recording or do a Facebook Live with them, or write a blog, like you're doing the blog, and just write a little blog about them, because, it's really the perfect time if you're doing anything virtual. I mean, it's crazy to say that in a time when so many things are messed up, that you can find something good to come out of it. And I try to always be that person, the person that tries to find, okay, maybe God is telling me that this is my opportunity to record more podcasts, or do more of this, or do more of that. And so you have to be creative and kind of think outside the box a little bit about, how can I promote myself in my race car when I'm not racing? And writing a blog about other people at your track is a great idea. So, the ambassadors, I have ambassadors. So if you're a member of IWMA, you can be an ambassador to a track or a series. And so, I have encouraged my ambassadors to do some of that, to, put themselves out there a little bit more, do something that they haven't done before. I'm going to suggest to them that they do some kind of, not necessarily a blog, but write some stories, about the people at their track. And it could be the concession lady, or the ticket person, or the promoter. Don't limit it to the other drivers. Make it well-rounded so that it really does promote your track, and maybe even do a story about the track. When did it get started? How long has it been running? Is it, tell the details about it. And that's only going to help not only your track, but you as well, because then people are going to be like, oh, Jessica, that's the girl that writes that blog, Yeah. I mean, you'd be surprised how quickly people will pick up on that and start to follow it. So I encourage you to do that. All of you could do that. So Delaney, what are you doing to promote yourself and your racing?
The other day, I live in a tiny, small town out in the middle of no man's land, Otis, Maine, right off a lake. So there's a little general store where everybody goes to. And I drove my race car from my house to the general store.
Oh,
That's cool.
I had my mom follow me with the truck that we usually use to haul the race car, and they pulled up beside me, and we took a little video of me going by them, and I posted that up on, I've been doing a lot of TikToks with like the race car and updates and stuff like that. Other than that, I've been working working on the car, because we're still in the off season, so I'm still in the build phase.
Right.
And other than that, I've been working on my truck. I have an 05 Silverado Vortec High Output Edition with the 6-liter. So I've been trying to tinker on that.
Yeah.
I took that to the local drag strip for like a street night, and I did a 9.6 in the 8.
Nice. There you go. So yeah, the TikTok. I've been watching some TikTok. I saw yesterday, J-Lo was Ellen's guest. I always watch Ellen, and Ellen's doing her shows from home now, just like Jimmy Fallon and all the rest of them. And she had Jennifer Lopez on, and they were talking about TikTok. And I had just started like following a little bit. I guess it's the fastest growing social media piece of any of them. And so, are any of the rest of you doing any TikTok stuff or following it?
Yeah, I got on it and I found a sound, and it was like, I do a different, or I'm a female in a male sport, something along those lines, and somehow I'm almost at 1,000 views on it.
There you go.
nice.
I can post a regular TikTok of me acting goofy and doing a TikTok dance and get 2 views, but I post my race car and I'm almost at 1,000.
There you go. See, that's a great idea, and I haven't posted on it yet, but I might have to get involved with all you young kids and get.
Yeah, I have a 5-second video up on there, and my current views on it, it's my newest video. My current views on it is 20.1 thousand.
You go, girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
And all it is it's the audio of "Oh, you don't like me? Okay, bye" audio, and it's my mom drove up beside me. I'm like, and then me going past her. and it's just me doing that. It's 5 seconds, and I use that audio. It has over 20,000 views.
Yeah, but that's funny though, because people's attention spans are so short that 5 seconds is probably, between 5 and 30 seconds is probably as much as people have attention span. But that's pretty cool. First of all, you got to really live in the sticks, Delaney, if you can drive your race car to the general store. Just saying,
Yeah, and everybody in the area knows I drive a race car, so it's like, oh, that's just Delaney.
Right. So everybody could do that, but that's pretty fun. So yeah, so you guys are going to have to send me your TikTok names or however that goes so I can start to follow you. And I'll have to think about, maybe my husband and I can do something silly TikTok. I've seen so many older people actually on there with their kids doing fun stuff. So we'll have to think about that. Yeah.
I taught my mom one last week, I think. It was so funny.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So, we're getting bored too and tired of being inside. So we all need something to divert our attention, don't we? Yeah.
Christy Miller, she's doing awesome at it.
Okay.
With the main Motorsports Marketing Academy, she's the one who got me into it, and we're right now doing this mini challenge in the Facebook group called the Pass the Helmet Challenge.
Okay.
Speaking of my mom, she is joining.
Okay. Hi, Mom.
So basically what we're doing is we're passing the helmet through duets across the screen.
Oh, I've seen that with cheerleaders and like pass the pom-poms or something, but the helmet idea is really cool.
Yeah, it's hashtag Pass the Helmet Challenge.
Well, look, I've been begging Peyton to duet a TikTok with me for like 2 weeks, and I'm still waiting.
Come on, Peyton. Now the challenge is laid out there. You got to do a TikTok with her.
We'll do it, and I'll send it to you. It'll be great.
Okay. Yeah. I want you to send it to me.
We'll wear our helmet in it.
There you go. That's good.
I didn't wear my helmet. I just picked it up and handed it off to the left. That's all.
I like that.
I like that too. I'd like to know more about that and how that works.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
I made a TikTok, but I
right
haven't done any.
You have a TikTok account, but you haven't done any yourself?
That's exactly. One of my friends has been like TikTok like crazy because she's a hairdresser, so she's out of work right now. So her and her family have been TikToking it up, and so I got one to kind of like watch theirs, and they're really funny. Like, but I haven't tried any yet. But
yeah, there's a lot of really funny ones, and it can be addicting, really, to start watching them. And I told my husband he needs to get an account because he loves watching videos, and so he would love watching some of those people do some of that crazy stuff and see what they're doing. So yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, so make sure you guys have shared. I saw where you were in the chat. You shared.
I don't know how y'all put the chat in there.
You just click chat.
Down at the bottom of your screen, it says chat, and you just click that, and then you can type your
I don't even know what my TikTok name is.
Well, when you figure that out, you can let us know.
Yeah. I will.
I was like, you should be able to look it up on your phone. It should be you go to the me down in the bottom corner, and
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that one's mine.
That little clip of me driving my race car down the road.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it when I get off of here with you guys. So that's cool. Yeah. So
it's pretty fun.
What else? Anything else you guys want to share or you want to talk about, or this is good? Did you enjoy doing this? Would you like to do it again, or give me some feedback?
Hey, this is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's also cool. It's like we're all together, but we're apart.
Right. Exactly. What about the rest of you?
I think it's cool to like because like Tricks on Slicks is really just like drag racing focused. Although I have made it like open to everybody, but I think it's nice to like learn about like other sports, like Delaney. Like it's just nice to have like a variety of people.
Or from like anywhere. Me and Peyton did a live like 3 or 4 days ago on her Chicks on Six page, and there was somebody on there from like where were England or something? Sweden. Yeah, somewhere over there, and it was really cool. Just to they still drag race, but they were like way over there, and it was like I never would have known who they were if we hadn't have got on there.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
cool.
You know
Mhm.
what's interesting is I have a lot of connections in the UK and Australia, believe it or
Yeah.
not.
They love racing over there.
Oh my gosh. And
Burnouts.
so, you know,
Burnouts are big.
if there's a way for you to post any of that, or you can send it to me, or send me the link to my email or whatever, I'll put it on my page.
Okay.
Or if you're going to do something, say, hey, Melinda, we're going to do a Facebook Live on such and such a page at 2:00. I'll post it and get it out there, and more people will come and watch it. So,
Yeah.
you know, make sure you share that stuff with me, and I'll try to get it out there for you, because there's a lot, seriously, a lot of people in the UK, especially that race. I've connected to a gal that powerboat races. Her
Wow.
name is Charlotte Camsey or something like that. I know her by Charlotte. But anyway, of course, they can't race either, but she powerboat races, which is amazing.
That's cool.
That
And
does sound fun.
yeah, and she's going to be on the cover of the magazine this month. So not only does she do that, but they have invited me to come over in August, crossing our fingers that I can go to a big powerboat race that's going to be held. So I'm hoping to go over in August sometime to meet them, follow them. There's 2 gals that race that are both ambassadors with me, her and another gal. And then I believe it's in November, early November, they are thinking about putting together the IWMA powerboat race. And what that will mean is, if one of you gals wanted to try powerboat racing, they supply the boat, the helmet, the gas, the training, everything. It's like 5 days. You have to pay your own flight and hotel, I think, but they're trying to get good deals. Like 4 of you could stay in a room, you know. The hotel would be
Come on,
the
Peyton, we'll go.
start.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we're trying to put something together for that for November. And they're only going to want, you know, like maybe 10 to 15 girls. So that's going to be really cool to go and have that. And so I'm excited for stuff to come. We just have to get everybody healthy so we can go back to racing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So anything else you girls want to talk about? Otherwise, I'm going to let you go, and I'll schedule some stuff for another day. And
So how are you doing with the podcastings, Melinda? Or
you
are
know,
you
are you
booking them?
talking to me?
Yep.
You know what? The podcasting is going really well. It's Racing Girls Rock. So go there and go on Podbean or iTunes or whatever and subscribe so you can follow us. But I just interviewed Natalie Decker. I've got Julia Landauer. I have done her. I interviewed a lady named Lee Spencer, and I don't know how much you follow NASCAR, but she's been around NASCAR for 25 years or so. And she's just such a smart woman, and that was a really cool interview. So they'll be posting, you know, I don't put one up every day. I'm kind of spreading them out. But yeah, and anytime you or somebody you know would want to do a podcast, just let me know. It's just like what we're doing here, you know, only it's just me and you. So let me know, and we'll get them scheduled, and I'll get them recorded and then put them out on my site. And so
I would say Thursday I figure out what my work schedule is next week. So I'll
Okay.
definitely get in touch with you.
yeah, just send me a message and say, hey, these are the days I'm free. I'd like to do a podcast with you, and that'd be great. We could do it. So
So did anybody else go to PRI?
No,
Angel
I
was
wanted
there.
to.
I would say I went, and it was my very first time, and I only went like 1.5 days, and I'm like, okay, I'm in heaven.
and it wasn't
It's a
nearly
lot
long
of-
enough.
It's definitely a lot to see.
Because we left like halfway through the second day because we had to go visit family in Illinois. But right before I left, I got to meet the driver, which is the reason why I am 51 on my race car.
Okay.
And then
That's
I met
exciting.
Michelle, a body. Which
Yeah.
I met Melinda.
my suit is one of her old suits.
Okay.
So she's actually taller than me. So when my
She is
mom saw
tall.
me standing next to her, she's like, "How do you fit in her suit? You're shorter."
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
I met you, and you gave me a big hug.
I did. And that was kind of funny how we met, wasn't it?
Yeah, because I'm like, we're just walking, and I get tapped on the shoulder, and then I'm like, "Melinda, it's me."
Yeah. You know, it's so Angel, I know because I've met Angel in person, and now you girls, you know, look more familiar because now I'm seeing you. But you know, it's funny when you do a magazine story or even a podcast, people don't always look the same in person. And so, you know, sometimes you'll know me more than I'll know your face. And so then it's like, oh, that, yeah, I do know who you are. You know, it's kind of cool though to meet you in person. Then we really have a
Yes.
relationship. And so I always like meeting all the gals I meet or get to know in person. So that's
I enjoyed it. I loved getting to meet you at PRI.
yeah, that was fun because I tell you what, Angel's one of my #1 followers. When I'm on doing something, she almost always is liking or sharing or doing something with what I'm doing. So she's been following me for pretty much the whole time since I started. So
I love it, and I plan on becoming a member and doing all that stuff. I'm just trying to get through this because I don't know if I'm going to get to keep my job and
yeah,
stuff like
oh,
that.
I know.
So I'm not trying to.
No, I get it. You know, we've all got those worries about what's going to happen. So I totally understand that.
Sure.
There's plenty of
But
time.
definitely, once this is over, I'm going to become a member for sure.
Then you're going to be an ambassador because you're going to have to work down there and spread the
Yes,
word.
for sure. No, I would love to do that.
Yeah, that'd be
so
cool.
that's exciting.
I say, there's the photo that Mom got.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh,
I hate that the back of my hair.
I didn't even know my mom took a photo. I didn't even know my mom took the photo. I just
Yeah, I
was
didn't
looking through
either.
her
And then I
phone,
see
she's
that
like,
my hair in the back wasn't looking very good that day, and now it's so long. It's getting long. I need it cut, but my girl can't work. So, well, girls, I'm going to let you go. I appreciate you coming on and doing this with me, and just watch Facebook. I'm gonna plan another one for next week on a different day at a different time, so that maybe we can catch some other people besides us. And
Yeah, for sure. Maybe you can post it on Chicks on Slicks or something.
I will. I'll do that too. Yeah, or you can, if I can't. I don't know if I follow Chicks on Slicks. I'm gonna have to find you on Facebook, and I'll try to start following you and share stuff with you. So, okay. All right, girls. Well,
this is
have
really
a good
fun.
week. Hopefully, I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for coming on. And I recorded this. Is it okay if I share it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm gonna share the link on Facebook. So, all right. Sounds good. I didn't get it started right at the beginning, but I recorded it. So, all right. Well, you girls take care, and hopefully, I'll see you next week.
Alrighty. Have
Okay.
a good
Hey.
afternoon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.